Goedemorgen. Goedemorgen. Allemaal buona. There we go. How are you all? Are we all good? Hello. Time to go again. Hips and legs. I've got something fun, if I remember, planned for today. So we're going to start on our backs because we need to loosen up our legs a little bit for it. Start on our backs to big yawn. Arch your back.
My pillow is still here.
Oh, yes, we did relaxing yoga on a pillow last night. So if you want to join us tonight for some Zen, please do log in. Take your legs from side to side. Yes, it was fun. I didn't die of boredom. I don't know if the other people did. But we'll do something different tonight, but slow. Maybe hold a pose or two and not focus that much on breathing. Side to side. Enjoy. How is everyone? Hello. And back to the middle. Hug in your left leg. Keep the other leg on the floor, other foot on the floor. Just give it a hug in. Give it a swish around. One swish to the side and one swish over. And then just cross that leg over the other one, like we usually do. Push that knee away and then grab underneath your hamstring and pull that leg in a little bit. You can roll a little bit. Like I've said, if you rotate over towards the right, the pull gets worse. And over the knee, a little bit closer. I love the smell in the air. It's got that summer, thundery smell is in the air. I love it, I love it, I love it. And I had a strange cat in the house this morning. And release. Switch side, hug in the right leg and just give it a swirl towards the outside. And then just bring it in. Oh my God, go further than that in. It's stuck. And then cross it over that knee, push the knee back, grab underneath your hamstring of the opposite leg, pull it in and just wiggle it about and then roll more towards the left and hold it. Did you enjoy the slow yoga, Louis?
Yeah, I wasn't really that. I had to go, didn't I?
Yeah, you had to go. And then over the shin, grab it in. There's a fly above me.
Oh no, I opened the window.
And release, hugging both knees. Just circle the legs in your hands, the knees, into one direction. And then the other direction. And then hug in both knees. And we're going to roll up to a seated. Onto our hands and knees. And slowly push it back into a child's pose, wiggling it down so that the bum connects with the heels. Heels. At least I've got the body parts right for now. There's a lot of sand on my mat.
Beach sand.
Beach sand. Beach sand. It sounded like you said beach sand. Wiggle it down. And then come up onto your hands and knees. Push into a cat stretch. Reverse into a cow. Ooh. Back into a cat. Rock it forwards and back if you feel your back is still a bit stiff in that cat stretch. And then tuck your toes under, downward dog. Walk it out. Take your time, just get that calf stretch in. Tummy in, back straight, shoulders locked out. Oh, why are you walking like that, girl? Oh, okay.
What?
His front foot. You must have stepped into something.
The doctor that.
Yeah. Back to bend. And then lift up onto your toes. Straighten out your back. Push your bum back, tummy in, and drop your heels behind your toes. Keep your legs active. So you keep your quads engaged. Step your feet in a little bit if you're too far away. And just stretch that out. We're going to lift up the left leg. Left one, Didi. And we're just going to open up the knee. So drop the foot back. Keep stretching up and open up the knee. Don't open up the chest. Chest is down. Hold that stretch. And then we're going to bring that knee to the opposite elbow. So you've got a whole twist in. And we're going to take it back. And once it's in the air, keep that knee bent and open up again. Hold that stretch. Really open up. Keep the chest down so that you feel that twist. And then bring it in again to the opposite elbow. Back to downward dog. Lift up the right leg. Bend the knee in. Open up the hip. Chest down. And really stretch that. That can be quite a nice stretch if you go for it. Bring that knee to the opposite elbow. So you're going into a full twist. And take it back. Into the air first, then bend the knee, then open up the knee. And rotate it into the opposite elbow. Back to plank. Knees down. Slide into a cobra. Back to child's pose. Wiggle your bum down. Just rest your wrists. Did that not help the twists in your back?
Mm-hmm.
Onto your hands and knees again. Tuck your toes under, downward dog. And we're just going to walk it into the front of the mat. Keep the legs bent. Fold over your knees. Relax your arms, shake it out. And wiggle from side to side again. And roll it up. Tuck your tummy in, tuck your tailbone in. All the way to the top. Take a nice deep breath in. My head is cut off. Hands into your chest. Okay, so we're going to do that little thing with our legs that crosses it over. I just need to move a little bit so that you can see me. Are you okay?
Yeah.
So
a breath from that sequence.
So we're gonna do a standing. I'll quickly show you from the front. We're gonna do a standing.
Tree.
No, it's not really a tree. You're crossing your leg over. It's the same stretch we did when we were lying on our back. But I have to show you from the side. Now I can't really do this. I know some of you can. I know some people in my class can do this fully when we do it. So we're gonna go down into that stretch, and then we're gonna try and put our hands on the mat. My bum is too stiff. And then we're going to push this leg into our arms. Now, some people can lift up their back leg. I cannot.
Wow.
If you can do that, you can do it. Otherwise, we're just going to lean into the arms. But because I just went too quickly, you need to stretch that thigh first. But your hands should be able to go down once it's stretched. You lean into your arms. It's almost like a crow lean, where your legs connect with your arms and you balance that leg, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
let's try shuffle your arm.
I'm obviously going to use my other leg because this one is too stiff. Okay, shrug your shoulders back. Find your balance. Tuck your tailbone in. And then take the left leg over the right. Find the balance. Keep that tailbone tucked in. You can have your hands wherever. Doesn't matter. And then we're going to go and sit into a one-legged chair with this leg that's crossing over, that knee pushing back if you can. And look around. A one-legged chair. Really go for that. And just hold that stretch. You can push your legs down a little bit if that helps. If you want to use your hands to do this, instead of just having back pose, prayer pose, that's fine. Whoa. And my ankles are very weak, so this is quite a little ballet I'm doing. Now, if you can, take your hands to the floor. If you can't, leave it up. Bend the standing leg in a little bit more. And just hold that. You can lean your legs into your hands, arms, I mean. Bring it back. So if your hands was on the floor, bring it back to a standing single leg chair. And straighten out the legs. Drop the knee down. Take a nice deep breath in. And tabletop.
Good morning.
Guten Morgen. Tabletop. Hold that tabletop, navel to spine. If you want to, forward bend. Bend the knees. Step back on your left leg. So the same leg that was lifted, step back on that. Put the knee down, and we're going to sweep into a low lunge. So it's the same leg that's stretching. Sweep into a low lunge. Keep that tailbone tucked in. Drop your hands into your hips and just tuck that back toe under. Come a little bit forward to do that. Are you ready for what we're about to do? We're going to lift up into a high lunge from that position. So lift it up into a high lunge. Keep the tailbone tucked in. Tummy tucked in. Sweep your arms over your head and straighten out that front leg. Bend it in again. Drop that back knee down. Hips above the knee, stretch it out. Hands into your hips. Tuck the back toe under if your knee's okay with that. And lift up into a high lunge. Now step your back leg in a little bit more. Bend the front knee in and straighten out the front leg. We're going to pivot over into a tabletop. Make sure the leg is engaged at the front. Tabletop over that leg, and then slide your arms down that leg. Bend the front knee in and step it into the front of the mat. Knees bend and roll it up all the way to the top. Shrug your shoulders back. Take a nice deep breath in and relax. Okay, find your balance. Cross the right leg over the left knee. Find your balance and start to go into your seated one-legged chair. If you want to, you can put your hands on the floor. Oh, I come from this side. Sides too stiff. But I'm definitely going to lean in as much as I can. If your hands is on the floor, you can push your leg into your arms. Bring it back up again into that seated chair. And straighten out. Drop your leg down. Balance. Take a nice deep breath in, tuck your tailbone in, tabletop. Straighten out your back. And forward bend. Bend the knees, stay back on your right leg. Knee down, lift up into that low lunge, tailbone tucked in. And lift up your arms. Just get a nice little stretch in. Tuck that bum in a little bit more, drop the shoulders. Drop the arms, tuck the back toe in. This is my sore knee. And then lift up that back leg. Ah! Lift up your arms. It's a train smash. Lift up your arms. Straighten out that front leg. And bend it back in again. Put the back knee down. Keep the toes there if you want. Drop your hands down. Just use your fingers to dip your pelvis under. And then lift up into a high lunge, back leg straight. Step that back leg in a little bit. Straighten out the front leg and dip into that tabletop above that front leg. Make sure the front muscles is engaged, the quads. You can roll your hands down. And lift it back up to the top. And then just turn so that you face the front of the mat. Take your legs nice and wide and then turn your feet out a little bit. Take a nice deep breath in, go into your goddess. Wiggle it about until you're comfortable. Keep your tailbone and tummy tucked in. Your pouch, my pouch, not your pouch. Bounce it, get comfortable. And we're going to do my favorite thing, which is arms to the front, dip down, open up, lift up a little bit, not straight. Exhale down and open up. See how far you can go down. Down and lift up. Exhale down and lift up. Exhale down and lift up. Hold it there. Just do it again. Wiggle, bounce, tuck in your tailbone. Wiggle, bounce. And, drop it down. Lift it up. Tuck that tailbone in as you come up. Drop it down. Lift it up. Drop it down. And hold it down. Wiggle. Tuck your tailbone in. And bounce. Take a nice deep breath in. Lift up all the way to the top and step it in. Kick it out. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, let's find our balance again at the front of the mat. Cross your left leg over your right. Oh. Tomorrow my ankles is going to sing again. And start to go down into your seated single-legged chair. And again, you can put your hands wherever. You can push that leg down. It doesn't matter. It's almost like you want to fall double. And then you can take your hands to the floor if you can. Hold that. Depending on your dorsiflexion, I think that will indicate how far you can go without lifting up that back heel with that knee bend. You can play around in it a little bit. This is a playing around in it pose. And lift it back up into that seated chair. Well, 4. Straighten out. Drop your legs down, feet next to each other. Take a nice deep breath in. And this time we're going down into a chair. Right your knees forward a little bit. Keep your heels down. And feet, hands to the floor, feet to the floor. Step back on your left leg. Keep that knee lifted. We're going to lift up into a high lunge. We're going to put our hands on our hips and just step in that back leg. Just a tad. Just straighten out that front leg and dip over into that tabletop over the front leg. Make sure that front leg's engaged. And then once you're comfortable with your tabletop, you can let your hands go down as far as you can. Can you put your back heel down, Louis?
It's supposed to be down, sorry.
Step it in a little bit if you struggle. The back foot.
Is the front leg supposed to be straight?
Yeah. Step in the back leg a little. Is it easier? A little bit more. Now we're going to leave the right hand on the foot and twist towards the left. And bring that left hand down and switch sides. Left hand wherever on the right foot. Don't go to the foot if you can't twist. You can go nice and high. As long as the back is straight. Hold your balance. Engage the front leg and the back leg. Rotate back to the middle. Bend that front knee in. Step it into the front of the mat. Bend the knees. Roll it up all the way to the top. I jumped out of that one. Take a nice deep breath in. Hands into your chest, find your balance. We're going to take the left leg over the right and then find that seated one-legged chair.
Mine's the other way.
And again, you can use your hands to press on that leg. I mean, the fact that I have not fallen over yet is a miracle. And if you can go down, bend that standing knee in, keep that heel on the floor. Lift it all the way up again, into that standing chair. Are you okay, Louis?
Yeah.
Back to the floor, straighten out. Sweep your hands, go back into chair pose. Right your knees forward, keep your heels down. And hands to the mat. Step back on your right leg. Into a high lunge first, so step it back. Lift up into that high lunge. Push that heel back. Then hands into your hips, step in that back foot, Louis. Straighten out the front leg a little bit more, like striding this distance. Engage the front leg, fold over that leg. Keep the front leg engaged or bent, it doesn't have to be straight, Louis.
That's fine. I think it was the back leg that I tried to keep lifted, I don't know why.
Find your place of stretch and just hold it. Kind of try, my hips just went wide, try to push the hips back into alignment. Then leave the left hand on the left foot or knee or shin, it doesn't matter, twist towards the right. And pivot back, switch sides. Twist to the other side. Bend the front knee and pivot back. Step back to downward dog. Oh. Knees to the floor, child's pose. Just rest your legs quickly. I forgot to do the extra goddess. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh no. Will we have time for the goddess? Okay, let's quickly do the goddess and come back to our little twisty downward dog thingy. So just lift up, get up everywhere, anywhere you want. Roll it up, stand it up, take your legs wide. Feet out. Shoulders back, hands into your chest. Go into your goddess. Slide into your goddess. Oh, this is fun. Now we're going to do that thing again, but before we do that, we're going to slide towards one side and back to the other side. And you can bounce it a little bit when you get to one side. Other side, bounce twice. Back. Back to the middle. Take your arms forward, drop it down. Open up, lift a little bit, tuck that elbow in. It's like you're pushing forward when you come up. And down. And up. And down. And up. And down. And again. And again. One more time. Last time. Hands into your chest. Find your place and go into one side again. And the other side. Drop it down. Pulse it out. Down. Pulse it out. And back to the middle. Heel toe your feet back in. And we're going to take one leg to the front of the mat and the other one just behind. So if there's a midline, one is at the front and one is at the back. And you're going to bend the front one. The one that's at the front, it doesn't matter which one. You're going to bend that in and keep this other leg on the floor. Tuck your tailbone in. And bend it as far as you can. Keep this back leg straight. And switch sides. So the back leg's bending in and the front leg is staying straight. And back to the front leg bending as far as you can. Where do you feel it?
Back.
Oh.
But I think it's...
And switch side. Bend the front.
back leg is quite difficult, isn't it?
Not a big bend, sorry. And come back up, switch sides. The other leg's at the front now, the other one back. So bend the front knee and keep the back leg strong. You can really lean into that.
My bum this time.
You feel it there?
No.
And come back. Bend the back one in. Keep straight. Switch sides again. And back. Back one. And straighten out. So we're going to the back of the mat. And we're going to bend the knees, roll it down, and walk ourselves out into a downward dog. Find your downward dog. We're just going to do that twist. Lift up the left leg. Bend that knee, open up the hip, chest down. We've done this in the beginning, so you know what to do. Really go for that stretch, lift up that knee. And then you're going to cross it over to the opposite elbow. And push it back in a straight line first. Then drop the knee, open up the hip. Bring it over into the opposite elbow. Take it back to downward dog. Lift up the right leg. Bend the knee, open that hip up. Big stretch. Bring that knee to the opposite elbow. And push it back Three-legged downward dog first, bend the knee, open up the hip. You can drop the standing heel down once you're there. And bring it to the opposite elbow. Back to plank. Knees down. Child's pose. Push back into your child's pose. Push your bum down. Exhale. See if you can get your bum to connect with your feet. Roll it up onto your knees. Shrug your shoulders back. Shrug it back again. Sorry. Shrug it back again. Keep your navel to your spine. Take a nice deep breath in. And you are done for today. Have a lovely Wednesday. I'll see you later, Google. Oh, hello, Wendy. Hello, Gillian. I hope you're all doing well. I will see you this afternoon, Wendy. Hello, Tanya. See you later. And for the rest of you, if you want to, tonight is a different meditative yoga hold / breathing / falling asleep class. That's at 5:30. So if you want to de-stress after work before you start drinking, this is the place to be. So I will either see you tonight, or I'll see you at Google, or I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a lovely day. Bye.